Old Man Mcphee, his job was quite hard, looking after the old graveyard. Every night at 8:30, Old Man Mcphee would lock the gate and check for children who might leave too late. As Old Man Mcphee lay rest, bang, bang, bang went the door. The children had started to pest. The children would taunt and tease, throw stones and shout. Old Man Mcphee would scream, "Get out!" The next morning, as Old Man Mcphee drew his curtains, to his shock, toilet paper was scattered all over the place, tombstones destroyed, flowers trampled on. The children they left, the graves in a mess. No, they did not bother, they couldn't care less. Night after night, the mischief increased. These cheeky little brats had no respect for the deceased. Poor Old Man Mcphee tried his best to cope, but it just got worse and worse. There looked to be no hope. Old Man Mcphee grew ever so frantic. He found it very hard to sleep at night, knowing that the children were out there somewhere, waiting to fright. Feeling on edge and extremely vulnerable, he started to drink to try ease his anguish and despair. Only it didn't help. In fact, it made him feel even worse. Mrs. Wagner had come to pay for her late husband's plot, which Old Man Mcphee had dug earlier that week. She knocked on the door and waited for him to respond. But unbeknown to her, he was passed out on his couch, fast asleep. Mrs. Wagner slid the money under the door, turned and made her way home, leaving Old Man Mcphee all alone. Day turned to night, and rain started to fall from the sky. And at 8:30 on the dot, Old Man Mcphee opened one eye. Dazed and confused, he got up out of his chair and staggered towards the front door, realizing that the cemetery gates have to be closed and secure. He stumbles out into the darkness, gripping his bottle of gin, unaware that he's heading straight towards Mrs. Wagner's late husband's empty plot, where he slips and falls in. His head is gashed and very bloody, and because of the rain, his clothes are all muddy. The impact of the fall had knocked him out clean. He just lay there, in the grave, where he couldn't be seen. The moon had come out, and the rain had stopped. And over the graveyard wall the children they dropped. They proceeded to wreak havoc and mayhem, completely oblivious that Old Man Mcphee lay in a grave right beside them. As they vandalized the graves, Old Man Mcphee wakes up in an awful haze. He slowly pulls himself out of the hole and lets out a great big groan. Immediately, the children are startled by this ominous-sounding tone. They turn to discover a silhouetted figure standing atop a grassy knoll. A quite dizzy Old Man Mcphee staggers towards them, and in a panic the kids scatter, completely terrified out of their souls. Thinking that the dead had risen from the ground, the children leap the graveyard wall faster than they had dropped. All the while, a concussed Old Man Mcphee just wanders around. The next morning, Old Man Mcphee wakes up to find himself laying on the floor. Remembering absolutely nothing, he sits up, rubs his head, and thinks to himself, I'm feeling a little bit sore. Days and nights pass, and old man Mcphee is quite surprised to see no sign of any children whatsoever. No broken tombstones, no trampled flowers, and no toilet paper. He doesn't know how or why, or even question it. He just goes about his business, never to know that he in fact scared the children. After death,